Right, I'm making this video to explain how how I've got this far with making this globe. It was a globe that I salvaged that's got a light inside on a stand with the world map on it. I've peeled the globe off and marked up the points for turning it into a spherical dodecahedron. Though I think this might not be necessary as long as you know where the equator is. Right, then I did all kinds of maths. I looked at a football first and come up with the chain of polygons that I needed to go around any ring that could be classed as an equator, 6 of them. And then of course I had to work out how to size. The important thing is this is made of pentagons and hexagons, and the length of an edge has to be the same, so that when I get the hexagons with the Islamic design, that the half stars and half, well, whatever fraction of a polygon this is, are shared and match up along the edge, so that the hexagon that joins this will provide the other half of that star, for example, and that star, and a little bit of this, which will look like a cube, but it's a hexagon, in fact. So of course I have to work out this, but I'd already kind of done that for the 10-fold rosette. So this the 12-fold rosette, sorry. This is the 10-fold rosette. No, this is the 12-fold. I'd already done it smaller for the other sphere. So I had to do that. This was Samira Mian's tutorial that I followed to do that. Then I had to do all the maths to work out the ratio of the circumference of the circle, which is the centre of one of these, to the centre, back to the centre of itself, which would be there. Yeah, so the length of this entire chain is the circumference of the circle, and there's a relationship between the length of the edge of the polygons and the circumference of the circle. So I have to work that out. I've got to clean this algebra up before I file this away in a file, and from that I could construct a pentagon and a tracing template, and a hexagon with the same edge length and a tracing template. And then was to verify all that mass. I made a set of just enough tiles to go around the sphere to make sure that everything lines up. And I had a gap at first, but I put a pentagon where the hexagon was, and that gap's gone now. I put the hexagon in the right place. So I did the calculations were, this globe is 8-inch, 200mm diameter, which is a 628.4mm circumference. And from all those calculations, the edge length is the circumference over 15.0832, which is 41.66. So that's the length of every single edge, and that's how I know the stars are going to match up, because the edges are the same length. I verified this physically by creating them and sticking them around the sphere. Oh, another thing I did here is to double-sided tape these on. You get a piece of double-sided tape, stick half of it down on the edge, stick it on the edge of a board with some hanging over, put some glue on and create a little double-sided tape out of masking tape or washi tape, and that worked better for holding these down rather than trying to tape them on individually. Well, you're still taping them on individually, but you're not putting the tape over the top. Yeah, so the other thing I did was confirm by calculating the total area of the pentagons and hexagons, and it actually came to a little bit more than the sphere, and the difference is the thickness of the paper, because when I allowed for the thickness of the paper, I got a little bit too much paper area without allowing for the thickness of the paper. When I allow for the thickness of the paper, the error is only 0.15%, which means that you've only got to stretch that paper 0.15%, which paper will stretch up to 3%. So it's looking good. I'm ready to go ahead now and start marking out the rosettes.